Good evening and welcome to Weather Fans Live here on a Sunday, the 3rd of September 23, and it's our first one of the autumn.
It is indeed, and I'm back for one show tonight. Feeling a bit better, so I've made an appearance. Still not 100%, but I'm getting there. Thanks for all the support, guys.
Yeah, it's good to have you back on board.
Hopefully
you'll feel much better in the coming days, weeks, and months. And it is, as I said, the first show of this meteorological autumn, but the weather decides now let's have summer back.
I know. I've been out in it today. Absolutely lovely to have that sun back out. Obviously, for yourself, you've been in the freezer today, so you haven't really had a chance for it, have you?
Nah, I think to me this is like the last swan song of summer, really. Now.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's going to be the last one long push. You know what I mean? Since June, anyway. Then we've got summer, and then I think it's going to be all change, please.
Yeah, actually, crikey. Let me just I'm going to step outside a second, actually, because I want to show you the sky. Has obviously the sun setting as we speak right now. Let me put myself into the screen.
Good point.
Okay, I'm just going to send you outside. And we've got a nice bit of cirrus there in the sky behind. Not exactly showing too well there. But nice skies here in over Tamworth at the moment.
Yeah,
high level cirrus with the sunset.
Excuse all the noise. Hang on a minute, I'm going to see if we can. Live. Bear with me. Hi, everyone.
There he is.
Here I am. So, yeah, that's the view out of my window.
Oops, lazy. Just bear me a second. I've somehow managed to put that into the wrong one. Let's put it full screen.
Hanging out the window.
There we go.
There we go.
So that's the sky there from Yorkshire.
Yorkshire, indeed. So, yeah, that's looking west. Looking rather nice as well.
Yeah.
There we go.
Let's set you off the full screen there. Just put my lappy back on chargy.
Indeed. I'm on the phone, so.
I think before I've actually put it on, I've actually plugged it in, but not freaking put the switch down on the wall. Thankfully, my battery didn't die at the time.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I've got to get my laptop sorted. So I'm just using the phone today, hence why I'm not putting it on camera, because it'll just drain my battery otherwise. And I won't be able to share anything, so I'll have to just commentate as normal.
Yeah, I'm just getting the screen share up now. Let's have a look at the today's highs from Net, which is from netweather.tv. Obviously, the Met Office will have the official top temperature for today, so that should be now on full screen. It is.
It is, yes.
This is from netweather.tv. And today's top temperature is showing at 27 degrees at Bournemouth Airport around about 3 o'clock this afternoon. And we've got quite a few 20s there as well. I'll say mostly down towards southern counties, but saying that, there's a 26 at Aberdeen as well showing there.
Yeah, there's another one there at Coningsby as well over in Lincolnshire. Humberside Airport. And Southampton. Yeah, the majority of our 2 or 3 are from the south. Yeah, which is to be expected.
Confirmation from the Met Office, probably, unless they've already done so, but probably the next few hours or so.
Yeah, worth keeping an eye out on the page, or if you subscribe to the Met Office on Facebook or X, they're the places to look, really.
Yes. Has that just updated itself? It has, actually. Mm-hmm. So that's right on cue. This is updated for 1959. Oh, that's normally they do it around about 20 past and I think about 10 past and 22 they are actually, but unless things started. Is that on full screen?
Yeah, probably when we started.
So these are the latest observations across the country as of 1959. And let's have a start along the south coast, actually. So at the moment, we've got Headcorn Aerodrome at 20 degrees. Biggin Hill at 19, Farnborough at 22, Boscombe down at 22. Was that at 24? Middle Wallop at 24. Yeovilton at 23. Let's go down towards the southwest. 23 at Plymouth. No, call it Plymouth then. I think I was American. 22 at Newquay Airport. Let's head up into Wales. 22 at Mumbles Head. Sandybridge at 20. Birmingham Airport at 20. East Midlands at 23. Shawbury at 23. Hawarden 21. Blackpool Airport at 18. Leeming at 19. So much of the south, really, from North Wales, really, above Greece still. Even up in towards the far north of England, 16 degrees at Spadi. How do you pronounce that?
Spade Adam or yeah, Spade Adam.
Charter Hall at 18 degrees, even into Scotland. Bonnier at 20 degrees. Aberdeen at 19. Loch Glashnock at 15 degrees, which is quite respectable there.
It is.
So it's not just for England and Wales, it's for much of the UK, all of the UK, really. 18 degrees at Glenanne. Connaught at 16 degrees. Shannon Airport at 19. Kerry Airport at 20. And let's have a look around Dublin Airport at 18. So, which across the board, we're definitely into the high teens, low 20s still, as of around about 7, 8 o'clock in the evening. Let's have a look at the pressure. Does that show us the pressure?
It does.
Yep, the lowest pressure is up towards far north of Scotland, where we've still perhaps got that quite the front up there, 1,019 millibars. But we've got high pressure building across literally the whole of the UK, around about 1,027 millibars.
Quite respectable for the time of year as well.
Yeah, indeed. So let's have a look back at August, actually, as a whole. Let me get that ready. So let's share this tab. This is from the Met Office, the August stats. Let's change the daily mean to the whole mean temperature for the month. So for the whole month, the actual, actually no, let's go towards the 61 to 90. 61 to 90 is showing that all of the UK, bar the odd spot, but the odd 3 spots down there across parts of the Welsh border and towards the Isle of Wight, it's virtually been about a degree above average for the night 61 to 90 anomaly. Parts of Western Scotland there up to about 2 degrees above the average. For the 91 to 20 anomaly. Anomaly. Virtually across the whole UK has been about average. Partially, parts of the Isle of Wight has actually been about a degree below average, which seems a bit strange down there. Parts of Scotland, parts of Northern Ireland have been around about a degree above the 91 to 20 anomaly.
Not too bad. So pretty much an average month in terms of temperature. Just don't look outside. Absolutely beautiful it is.
Oh, yeah,
really red. It's gone really deep red outside now. Plenty more of them to come.
I haven't got the sunset on this side of the house, unfortunately, because I'm looking more towards the south.
Oh.
So the rainfall for... Let's have a look at the actual rainfall there. In millimetres. So much of England actually have had seems like a dry. Let's actually put the 91 to 20 anomaly on there, make it more readable. So for the 91 to 20 anomaly, it's been more or less average really for all the UK. It's more much of central England, parts of southwest Scotland, parts of northeast England have been, I'll say, slightly drier than average. And elsewhere it's been slightly above average. So it's just more or less on that boundary there. Parts parts of southwest into southern Northern Ireland have actually had a bit more of a wetter normal August. So there or thereabouts, it's been virtually like an average August, really, give or take.
Yeah, it's felt quite average. Sunny intervals, scattered showers. It's basically a flat westerly most of the month as well. It's been really dominated by the jet stream.
Yeah.
There was a comment from Thomas.
I've got that on the screen now. Give out to the low 30s in the temperature for me in Nottingham area this week. We'll have a look at that.
We will. I haven't looked at the latest ones yet. I've only seen this morning's runs.
Yeah,
I've been out enjoying the sunshine.
So let's have the rainfall. Let's have a look. See if there's been wet days of rain of 10 millimetres of more. Let's have a look at the actual on that.
Just a little bit above.
Yeah. Again, central areas has been virtually matches. None. Actually.
It's mostly west.
So as I've got the sunshine. Let's have a look at 91 to 20 anomaly. So across western areas, it's been more of a duller than average. I just went blank then. My brain just went bye-bye. The sunshine amount has been a bit duller than average across most of western areas and more or less bang on average for the rest of the UK.
I'll tie in with the rainfall.
Pardon?
I said I'll tie in with the rainfall.
Yeah. If we go back to the 6190 normally, is that number virtuous? Yeah, it is. So virtually more or less away from, shall we say, parts of western areas, virtually the bang on average month really for sunshine amounts. And there's like a little pocket right in the far northeast of Scotland there, which is slightly above.
Yeah, you got the Isle of Man as well, and around Kingsley, in Boston.
Yes, and also just this tiny area, just like in the southwest of
Scotland. It's like it's around there somewhere.
Shall we look at days of air frost? Just confirm nothing there, but obviously that's going to set to change in the next couple of months. Days of ground frost. But that caught you out, didn't it? Obviously, your usual areas, perhaps higher ground across Scotland and maybe over the Welsh Mountains as well.
Welsh Mountains, Pennines. North Pennines, Lake District, Southern Uplands. All the usual spots, really, Peak District.
There's probably just the odd day where I think we did have like a chilly night one, I think maybe last week.
Yeah.
Right, and the big one, lightning strikes for August. How did they come out?
Not too
bad. Not that great, to be honest. Seen bigger August.
Yeah,
I think it's towards the northeast of Scotland.
I was going to say, I think it was that, not this week, last weekend when we had them rogue thunderstorms breaking out. I think that's basically what them are.
Except for that run going across 7 counties there last weekend, I believe.
Yeah, mostly through the week as well. They've been flirting with the southeast. There was a thunderstorm watch out yesterday. So.
Oh, okay, I missed that one.
Yeah, it was a very, very small area. It was like right on the corner of Kent.
Right.
Yeah, I think it popped up in my emails. Oh, yeah, it was very brief. Anyway, tornadoes, hurricanes.
Bit bigger than that. Let's have a look at the latest in the tropical Pacific at the moment. We've got an investigation there. Disturbance 1, 50% chance of cyclone formation in the next 48 hours. So showers and thunderstorms associated with a tropical wave located south of the southern coast of Mexico are beginning to show slight indication of organization. Environmental conditions are forecast to be conducive for further development of this system, and a tropical depression is expected to form in the next 2 to 3 days. The system is forecast to move west to northwestwards, passing well south of mainland Mexico, and the formation chance of the next 48 hours is 50%, but in the next 7 days is 90%. So it looks like in the next few days we'll have another tropical system out into the Pacific. And just to confirm, there is absolutely nothing in the Central Pacific.
No.
And if we were going to the Atlantic, we've got 2 named storms and an investigation. And we'll take a look at that invest now. So it looks like quite identical to what we just saw, really. Central tropical Atlantic showers and thunderstorms associated with a tropical wave located several hundred miles southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands have become better organized since yesterday. The environmental conditions are forecast to be conducive for further development, and this system is expected to become a tropical depression around midweek. Additional strengthening is likely late this week while the system moves westward to west-northwestwards at 15 to 20 miles per hour over the central and western portions of the tropical Atlantic. Formation chance over the next 48 hours is 50%, and over the next 7 days is 90%. So that will be our next named system. It's going to be an L, so I can't remember the tropical names.
No.
We'll take a look at
Okay.
later on during the week. So in the next couple of days, we expect that to be our next named storm. So something to watch out for. Our next expected from their track, probably around about this direction at the moment, but obviously we'll get a clearer indication in the next few days. So currently we've got Tropical Storm Gert in the central Atlantic, and it's not really doing too much. It's just moving northeast at 50 miles an hour with sustained winds of 60 miles per hour before it says bye-bye in the next 24 hours as it pushes further north. And Katia, Tropical Storm Katia is
meandering, circling.
Stuck, really.
Yeah.
Maximum sustained winds of 40 miles an hour, moving northwest at 7 miles an hour. But it looks like it moves northwest and it wants to get back on itself and virtually die a death. So it's not going to affect anywhere, really. It's just in the middle of the Atlantic, just mind its own business, keeping away from the Azores.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's the latest on the tropics at the moment. Obviously, if there's anything to keep an eye on, we'll keep you updated. And while I keep you on that tropical system, I'm just going to get my page sorted out for the next one.
Yep.
And have a look at the latest facts charts.
Yeah, I was just going to say about Idalia and Franklin have been quite potent storms last week.
Yeah.
Especially Idalia over Florida and South Carolina and Georgia and all them areas. It was a nasty old storm. Was following that myself on YouTube through Ryan Hall, Y'all, and various other things. Yeah, so there we go. Right.
And I believe this is actually the remnants of Idalia.
That may be the remnants, yes. That may be Idalia or Franklin. Probably Idalia.
Yeah, I think Franklin just more disappeared.
Yeah,
really.
Franklin, I think, got mixed up with that low over Greenland.
Yeah, this could be actually perhaps the leftover bits of it. And what it is, as you probably have heard, it's bringing up a lot of warm air really towards the North Atlantic. And this has allowed high pressure to build across Northern Europe, really, into Central Europe. Centres currently over towards, I'll say, the Netherlands at the moment with this latest facts chart.
Yep. You can see well under the warm air as well, coming up from pretty much the Mediterranean as well.
Yes. So tomorrow, before the ice bar's right back, it's got the winds orientating all towards Italy, really.
Yes, there was talk of the plus 20 isotherm coming over Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday time. So,
I'll look at it in a moment.
Yeah.
So it looks like what's left of Iberia is start to interact with this little system out towards Iberia, actually.
That's one to watch during the week, I believe. It may chuck up the odd thunderstorm towards the south.
Yeah,
you can see there on Tuesday.
I was going to say, we've got showing the cold front towards the far southwest of England on this. It's a bit of a complex setup there, actually, towards us.
Yeah, you've got them remnants of Idalia, plus the low itself, so it's going to inject a bit of energy into it. So, yeah, good for us.
So this is actually showing that cold front coming into western areas.
Mm-hmm.
So that maybe give like maybe a hint of maybe some rain or thunderstorms come up the western side there.
Yes.
Wales. See what happens into Wednesday. That kind of just swings out towards Ireland and back out into the Atlantic, really. There's a trough there towards Normandy.
Yeah, there's one there just off Shannon as well, and another one just to the west of the Outer Hebrides. So obviously they'll bring a little bit of, instability in the atmosphere, probably caused by the heat.
Yeah, we're still on a bit of a slack, say, southeasterly there. That still should be drawing up some warmth there from northern Italy. I'm going to skip that through there because around about 72 to 96, it just goes a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
So Thursday at the moment, as it stands, we've got this little trough coming through there. That again could bring some instability. High pressure centred just off the northeast coast of England. And we're on a bit of a slack flow, really. There's not much to push anything through with.
Bit of a col. Got high to the east and west, and low to the north and south. So very much a col. So yeah, not really doing much. Like I said, there is possibility of the plus 20 isotherm coming over. So we'll have a look at that.
Yeah, I'm just going to look at the GFS charts now. Let's have a look at the upper airs actually straight away. Let's see level pressure chart at the same time. So yeah, we've currently got the 15-degree isotherm just sat towards northern France, but it seems like it's shifting northwards actually as we move into tomorrow. The 20-degree isotherm is still in nearby France. And is that going to get into the south there? It's literally on the south coast as we're heading into Tuesday. This latest run actually bring it in. It's bringing it into the far southeast of the UK. And it just literally it's just hogging this southeast coast there.
Mm-hmm.
And look at that low actually centered there. It's like a bit of a potent low there.
Line itself up. That's the one you were showing with the remnants of Idalia in it.
Yeah. And that just keeps that there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of last year when we had that low sat out towards Iberia, then it starts to move northward. They dragged up all that hot air from the south and we had to hit 40 degrees. And I think
no, we won't get nowhere near 40 in this setup unless the high sat over us for a good 2 to 3 weeks, I reckon. But now, because the nights are getting longer, that heat's just escaping, isn't it? So.
Oh, yeah. Also, that low seems like it's pushing us a little bit further south. It's just meandering there off the coast of Iberia.
Yeah.
So there's 15 grass straight across much of the UK away from Scotland.
So that's well into next weekend, isn't it? And 20 degree is just flirting again with the south.
And also we've got a low coming from Iceland, actually trying to get in. It's trying to bring that cooler air in, so that could
get undercut.
Yeah, this could be not a thundery breakdown.
Uh,
Then that cooler air does actually move in on this latest run.
Mm-hmm.
And also, high pressure trying to build up again from the southwest.
Yeah, this is what I've been looking at over the last few days. Like up to a week away, it tends to throw the high pressure away. But with every day that the run, obviously, if, like tomorrow, it'll show up to Monday, and then it'll show the Monday one pushing it away. So it just seems to be like the default with the GFS at the moment.
Have you seen this coming out of towards Canada?
Yes.
So that could be a tropical system there.
That could be good.
No,
that's too far ahead, isn't it?
Could be a brand new system being built that's not come up yet. That heads towards Iceland again.
It's only a tropical storm, though, with all that warm air in it.
Yeah, and it spreads it across. But if we was to go on about another 2-3 days, where that, if we actually look at the orientation of what's happening there, with that's a low going across between Scotland and Iceland, that's got a classic sign of switching the winds to the north there, actually. If we was looking at this middle of winter, thinking, another few days and we could have a good northerly shot here.
Yep.
Because that high pressure is trying to get over towards Greenland there, actually.
Yep. Oh, I'm still in the thinking that the high pressure may hang around for a week or two. It's going to hang about anyway. It's showing well into Sunday next week, isn't it?
Yeah, this is this morning's run. 20 degrees therm, just clips the southeast coast there. Oops. That low just stays to the west of Iberia. So we're still playing to get switching the winds more towards the southerly on this morning's run. It's not quite bringing that 20 degree isotherm. Then actually brings it quite stormy actually towards the southwest there. Could be some gale.
That'd be a thundery breakdown.
But it gets wow! Look at that low.
I know it winds up, doesn't it?
And we've got another one down there. That could be our next named storm. That was just what keeping an eye on.
Yeah, the one that was going over the top. And that's the one that was going over the top, weren't it?
That's the one that's got 50% chance of formation, I reckon.
Okay.
So where's that heading?
It's heading towards Iberia.
Yeah.
But does it take a northward turn? That's the thing. And give us... Ooh, hello. It could do.
It's still there, isn't it? Probably an extra... By now, it'll be an extra tropical cyclone.
Yeah. It looks like it just dies a death in the Bay of Biscay, but it'll be very warm around there. So I would say that may continue through the Bay of Biscay.
To be honest with you, I thought that was actually going to go straight into the Mediterranean then, actually.
No, it seems to take an offward turn, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it moves eastwards, and all of a sudden it's like, no, you can't get through the Gibraltar Strait. And that again is showing that air of low pressure coming out towards Canada there. So could be something else forming there, actually.
Yeah, I reckon if that does come off, I reckon it will keep going through the Bay of Biscay because it's still quite warm in France. So,
very
but then as soon as it comes nearer to us, it'll cool down. Cause we've obviously had low pressure, so the air's cooled down a lot. Anyway, temperatures.
So let's look at the temperatures with the latest one from the GFS. We'll skip straight through into tomorrow. So tomorrow temperatures are looking around about mid to high 20s across much of England and Wales. Perhaps for the northeast of Scotland as well. Could see temperature up into the mid 20s and maybe very high teens, low 20s for the rest of the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, look at those 40s down in Fort France, especially in September. Tuesday's virtually looking the same, perhaps a few degrees cooler, perhaps towards the far northeast of England into east Scotland. Then Wednesday, again the same, but temperatures perhaps got by about 3 or 4 degrees. So perhaps looking around about 31, 32, maybe 33. Look at the dawn 33 there for parts
Might be a daily temperature broke there.
Yeah, is it 35.9, the September record?
35.6 in Baltry, if I remember rightly. It's on Toro anyway, so.
Yeah, so getting quite close to that. That's something we need to keep an eye on the next couple of days. Obviously, with these warm days brings the warm nights. It's Thursday morning. Let's have a look at the minimum temperature. So some places might stay above 20 degrees. Even, some places across much of the UK will stay above 20 degrees all night. So I think in September we're seeing this. It's like a bit unusual, really.
Yeah, that's why we're a little bit.
It's been recently.
It's very. It's not thrown as such. It's not usual for September as much.
Normally, anyway. It seems to be more intense than normal for September.
Yes.
So Thursday again, parts of the Midlands could see 30, 31 degrees.
Obviously, had a couple on for that.
Yeah, 33, 34. So Thursday showing that we could be getting close to the September record.
Mm-hmm.
So did we beat June's record temperature?
I can't remember what June's maximum was. I don't even know what the year. Well, that would obviously be the yearly average, the yearly maximum, wouldn't it? I'll have a look when we've come off and
no problem.
Post it.
Friday is perhaps looking virtually the same, but cooler towards the northwest of the UK. But again, parts of the southeast could see temperatures up to 32, 33 degrees quite easily. Much of England and Wales, high 20s. Even as far as next Saturday, again, temperatures virtually across the board into the mid to high 20s. Again, 31, 32 can't be ruled out. So many areas are going to be hitting their heat wave threshold.
Yeah, I should know in the morning. When I last looked on Friday, when I got my email come through from the Heat Health Agency, it was saying 60 to 70% chance of the threshold being broken. So
I think that's going to be more perhaps 80 to 90 now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Once I get it come through tomorrow, I'll know. And obviously the heat health alert as well. So
yeah, I'm guessing with these temperatures across Ireland there, we could be like at the front to maybe storms there across the western side. Let's bring this to the end of the run to see how long this is showing the heat for. So again, temperatures mid to high 30s. God, that was last year. Mid to high 20s with low 30s down towards the southeast.
This is where I was on about where the GFS tends to keep pushing it back a day. So they'll probably try and throw this heat away. Well, not as much.
Yeah, again, that's still showing mid to high 20s again for much of England and Wales, and 30s again for the southeast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just keeps trying to throw the temperature back.
Then Tuesday the 12th, at the moment, temperatures are back down to more or less where they should be. It's the high teens, low 20s. So by then, either that cold front moves through some thunderstorms, or it's just going to be a plain cold front which just cools the air down.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's showing temperatures back to where they should be, really high teens, very low 20s. Then does that bring any warmth back in? Looks like we've got a cold front or weather front sat towards eastern areas there, which is pegging the temperatures back down to 12, 13 degrees. And for some areas, that's like a 20-degree temperature drop in about a few days.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, back to average for that Friday. And sneaking up to the low 20s down there. And hints again, back up into the low 20s. So have a quick look at the 6 o'clock run, see if that's a similar setup. Oh, yeah, lost my mouse then. Let's go straight through to tomorrow. Again, mid to high 20s. Mid to high 20s for Tuesday. I'm seeing the 30s appear down towards the southeast. There's a 32, 33 there towards the far southeast, so that's getting close to that record temperature for September.
Mm-hmm.
Again, mid to high 20s for many areas, low 30s down towards the southeast. And how far does this keep the heat going? Again, mid to high 20s, 30s down the southeast.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a look at the maximums now while you're doing that.
Yep. Saturday, perhaps a few degrees lower, 26, 27. So again, mid to high 20s, perhaps near to 31 down the southeast. So let's go through to Sunday. It does, but some heat. There's some signs there, perhaps of some breakdown towards the west. And that keeps the heat there for Monday. But again, there could be some heavy showers around looking at that. Where you don't get any of the showers, temperatures will still remain into the high 20s.
I was going to say, Michael, if you give me the day, so the number of the, you know what I mean, rather than Monday, if you just give us the day number, I can tell you the maximum for that day then.
Let's take it back, say Tuesday the 5th.
So the 5th would be 32.8, and that was in Malden in Essex in 1949. There's also 32.2 there as well. So their unofficial ones are the 32.2s. Or the official one.
South Coast there on Tuesday the 5th.
Yep, so 32.8 to beat on the 5th.
Wednesday the 6th of September.
32.1.
This is showing 33 down the far southeast, so that's at risk of going.
So that's Tuesday and Wednesday. 7th is 33.4. That dates back to 1898.
So the 7th, that's showing temperatures up to 31 degrees, so we could get 32 or 33 there for Thursday.
Yep. Friday is 34.6. And that goes, this will be one for Gav as well, in Raunds in Northamptonshire, 1911.
So again, we're looking around about 30, 31 degrees for Friday.
Yeah, and then 9th is 32.2.
Looking at that from 6 o'clock run, that's could be safe, could hit 30 tops.
Yeah, and then on the 10th is 30 degrees.
Yeah. So I'm just going to keep bringing this forward. That keeps some of the heat actually towards the northeast of England into Yorkshire, 25 to 29 degrees, cooler towards the southwest. Then again, keeps the warmer weather towards the eastern side, low 20s across much of England, Wales. They may be hitting the mid 20s there for East Anglia, Lincolnshire. The temperatures, again, very similar Thursday the 14th. And we're all about the low 20s there for Friday the 15th. And much cooler across Scotland, Northern England, perhaps about 12 to 15 degrees there for Saturday the 16th. But that's still a long way off yet. So it keeps it fairly warm throughout, actually.
Yeah.
At least the minimum low 20s there. Well, so I've got the latest run and have a look at the Cape charts. So there was that hints of something coming up there from the south, maybe from about Thursday onwards, wasn't there? So
Roger. There you go.
obviously we could have all this cape, but if we don't have a trigger, then it's no good to us at all. There's a little bit there for Wednesday. For Wales, parts of northwest England, there's some -3 to -6 cape there, and moderate lifted. So again, if there's a trigger there, then potential for the Welsh mountains and perhaps northwest England, and a little bit less there for Friday. And very similar areas maybe for Saturday there. But Sunday, we've got up to about 14,000 joules actually there. Sorry, 14,000? Bloody hell. 1,400. Through the Midlands into Northern England there. If there was a trigger there, then looking at some big storms there. But it's best not to go any further. Oh, there is.
Yeah, but we should never gone further now, don't you? Seen that. Jesus wept.
I just spat up my screen then.
Should we get the tissues?
It'll be very wet if that came off. Blimey, so if that came off there, we're looking around about at least 1,700 joules of energy there.
Yep. And -6 lifted.
Wow.
Well, I reckon it's going to be a Foundry breakdown. We deserve one. We got one in June. We deserve one to see out the summer.
Yeah. I think one more thing we'll look at before we head off. Let's take a look at the ECMWF graphs. So normally to see if that is also showing the I forgot what I was going to say then. I just went blank.
The precipitation.
So the 2-meter temperatures for all the ensembles for London. So that's showing temperatures really up into the mid to high 20s, perhaps low 30s there, up into the Tuesday the 12th, Monday the 11th, roughly, for that cooling trend. So also we've got a good week's worth at the moment of this warm weather showing. So look at 850. So that's got, for London, that's got many ensembles actually above right about the 20-degree mark. For what date's that? Has my signal just dropped? No.
No.
So everything just went quiet there for, not again. So yeah, for Tuesday, we've got the 20-degree isotherm does getting towards London. Then there's from about Monday the 11th, there's obviously this huge scatter and a bit of a drop there. So it could be low pressure trying to move in there towards the southeast. So yeah, looking at this, it's a good week's worth of summer weather.
Yay. Soak it up.
So high pressure in charge, then there's that bit of dip there, maybe a low pressure coming in. Then it looks like heights again rising for the third week in September. So there's hints again there where it could be a bit of a breakdown.
And then re-establishment.
Let's have a look towards actually Scotland, shall we? The other end of the so I've got the Western Isles, because that's where the first places of low pressure usually head in. So that's, again, there's that dip there, I think towards maybe like the next Wednesday, day 10, with a hint of low pressure then. It's like high pressure tries to establish itself once again.
Yeah, this is what I was saying about the low pressure keeps getting pushed back further with the GFS. And looks like the ECM as well.
So a bit towards the west of Dublin.
Yeah. So
again, high pressure in charge, and there's that dip there. Then I'll say increasing signs of high pressure moving back in again. So is it going to be a high pressure fest for September. But as we've found out, with the uncertainty in the tropics, it can just take a hurricane or tropical storm just to knock the jet stream when we're back to how it was through much of July and August, really.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully.
it took a mid-latitude storm plus Franklin just to knock that jet stream up towards the north and to send us this high pressure across the UK.
It has, finally.
And if wants to know where the low pressure has gone to, if I perhaps go towards Madrid to Spain, there's that low pressure there, actually.
Yep.
And also that's got a high pressure building up for Madrid as well towards the end of the month. Let's move it further along into the Med. So they've got low pressure actually for much of the foreseeable, really. Hints again of higher pressure trying to move in there towards the third week of September. Seems like it's got this seems like it's showing high pressure for everybody at the minute across Europe.
Yeah, high pressure for you, high pressure for you.
But even there, there's still temperatures there are still into the low 30s.
Yeah, we'll be going down for a while yet in Italy and like Mediterranean areas. Usually start to go down in like late September, October.
Well, I was saying that with the cool weather of Madrid, temperatures are not really getting much into the 30s, staying into the 20s.
Yeah, a heck of a lot to scatter there right at the beginning.
I think it's probably the uncertainty of that shallow area of low pressure, maybe.
Yeah.
And let's head up towards, we're at it, up in towards Scandi. So even there, some temperatures up into the 20s for the next few days, then again, a lot of scatter. Some take it down to about 12 degrees and some take up to about 20. Anyway, we're going off on a tangent there.
We are, yeah.
So in summary, high pressures here for the week. Temperatures widely into the mid to high 20s. Some place down the southeast could hit the low 30s. Some day temperature records could be broken. And I'm going to say it's probably about 60% chance, maybe 70% chance that the September record could go.
Indeed. Yeah, I think it's, let me just have a look on my other tab that I've got open. It's 35.6, which would have been on the 2nd. So the nearest to that is going to be on the 8th. Where are we? There we are. So yeah, probably on the 8th looks to be the one that's closest to breaking the temperature record. But I'll keep looking and updating them stuff online. And if there's any hints, I usually keep an eye on the UKV and Arome and Arpege and stuff like that, the high res models. So yeah, if anything shows up, I will post it onto the Weather Fans group and let people know.
Yes, just check some out. Just bear with me.
Don't worry, guys, we are still here.
Yeah.
Michael's just looking for something, that's all it is.
No, nothing's catching my eye there. So, yeah, we'll leave that for now. And I should be back on Thursday with the very latest with the weather, heat.
Yeah.
And if there's
See if anything's been broken.
See if there's anything to break down as well.
Yeah, breakdowns and breaks and see if any temperatures have been broken.
Yeah.
If there's any hints of breakdown, possibly. I mean, looking at that running 10-day, I would say so, but I reckon it may continue. It'd be worth keeping an eye on the Met Office as well. We always say that, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Especially with the 10-day trend, that's the one to look at. And the deep dive as well.
Yeah, so I think also we'll definitely be hitting our heat wave threshold, looking at the latest temperatures for this week.
Yeah,
I'm saying that in September.
no, I know. We are kind of used to it, but not overly. We haven't had a good heat wave for a while in September. Been a good.
I had a heat wave since June as well.
I know. So we.
If you think back, looking back at it to it, obviously in meteorological autumn, even at the start of meteorological spring, we still can get snow at the start of March. So
we can get it as far as May. So it's nothing new. So I'm just going to have a look. See,
normally the first week or two of September usually is quite settled. People say, "Oh, it seems to settle down when the kids go back." It seems to be a proven point that for some reason the weather pattern at the start of September seems to shift more to higher pressure.
Yes, I think that's because of the the polar vortex starting up again as well. So that starts up again in late August, doesn't it? Early September.
And also the tropical storm as well in the Atlantic as well.
So there's all these different variables that can trigger high pressure. Like you say, it's more likely in early September.
I'm beginning to find like some trends as well with weather patterns. Usually guaranteed in the first 2 weeks of February, guaranteed to see at least some snow somewhere.
Yes.
Not guaranteed, but more than likely than normal. You'll see snow in the first week or two of February.
Indeed. Right. I should wrap it up.
Leave it there. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again soon. So it's good night from him.
And it's good night from him as well. We'll see you soon.
Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching, and ta-ta.